Hi everybody, David Harper here. It's Sunday night. There's nothing on TV, so I thought I'd do a little bit of work and answer some questions here on YouTube from people that have been looking and watching my channel. Antique related, of course. 2 questions. Number 1, I've had a number of these. Ivory, antique ivory. Well, I've already covered in a previous video how you can tell whether something is ivory or not, but the questions have been coming into me with pictures as well through my emails. Can I sell ivory? I want to sell some ivory. Well, the answer to that is it's really tricky. I'll give you some basic background rules which apply to Britain. First of all, I'll come to you, Roy, in Connecticut, who has been in touch with a piece of African ivory in a second. But in Britain, you can sell antique ivory, carved ivory, and that's the crucial thing. It has to be carved. It has to be worked. You cannot, under any circumstances, sell plain tusks, uncarved, unworked tusks, no matter how old they are, right? If you've got them, you can't sell them. It's illegal. You can keep them. You're not doing anything wrong if you've had them for years or you've inherited them. Keep them and don't destroy them. This idea of burning ivory and destroying it, destroying history, is bonkers. Please don't do that. I think it's disrespectful to the animals. Just keep it or give it to someone who will appreciate it and look after it. So it has to be carved and it has to predate 1947. And then you've got to prove that by either getting someone like me or an auctioneer to say, yes, absolutely, it predates 1947. That doesn't, by the way, necessarily make it worth any money because the ivory market has imploded on itself in recent years for obvious reasons. It's getting banned all over the place. There will be, I think, an imminent worldwide ban. So if you've got ivory that you can sell legally now, there will come a point very soon when you can't sell it at all. So it has to be made, carved pre-1947. So, what's it worth? Well, it can be worth good money and it can be worth nothing. I'm going to give you some rules of thumb. If it's African carved ivory, Roy in Connecticut, and it's a bit touristy, no, it doesn't really have any value whatsoever. So a heavy African theme, animals, people, no, it doesn't really have much value at all in the marketplace. If it's European, something that might be referred to as Dieppe carving, so it's a bit religious, very popular in the 18th, 19th century and earlier, in actual fact, in continental Europe particularly. Yes, it can be worth reasonable money, couple of £100 upwards at the moment, but the ivory that still is worth potentially absolute fortunes is the Oriental ivory. And when I say Oriental, I mean specifically Chinese. Bizarrely, this world of antiques is full of ironies and oddities. Bizarrely, Japanese ivory is better quality generally than Chinese ivory, but it's the Chinese pieces that can make absolute fortunes. So let's just pretend you've got a piece of Kanchi ivory carved Chinese, Kanchi the period, say dated to about 1650. It can be worth tens, hundreds or millions of pounds if it's the right thing, particularly if it's imperial, but that would be very rare. If it's 19th century Chinese ivory, good quality, it's still worth good money, several hundreds into the thousands, and the Chinese buyers are still actively buying it. But remember, there'll come a day very soon when all ivory will be banned. Japanese pieces, my personal favorite because they are exquisite quality, especially those tiny little netskis, the kind of things, the things that acted as toggles on the robes. Oh my goodness me, they're gorgeous. Couple of £100 to a few £1,000, depending on who made them and the quality and condition. And talking about condition with ivory, by the way, it's no different to furniture, paintings or anything else. It's all about condition, colour, quality, rarity, desirability. And with ivory, ivory takes on a particular mellow tobacco-stained colour over the years, and the grain comes through. It's a bit like a wood grain. Remember, have a look at my other video on how to determine whether or not you've actually got ivory. But colour is everything, but of course it's a natural product. In centrally heated homes in the 20th and 21st century, ivory may well crack like wood. That will absolutely affect its value. So the quality and the condition is everything. But top tip, don't try and sell ivory unless you're absolutely certain it's legal to do so. Dangerous area. Now, on to a topic that is not dangerous at all, and this is Margaret, actually from Florida. I get a lot of viewers in America, which I love America. I used to live in America. I shipped antiques to America. I even bought American antiques and brought them back to the UK. But you say from Florida, the question is, I have some English antiques in Miami. Very nice. Is it worth sending them back to England? And the answer is absolutely no. It is not worth sending your lovely Georgian furniture, English furniture made in the 18th century, around the time of the American War of Independence, when Britain lost its American colonies. Full of history, these things. But Georgian furniture over the last 15 years has imploded in value. So you sent me a picture of a bookcase chest, so a chest of drawers with a bookcase on the top, dating to about 1770. In the market here today, it's probably worth £1,000. You'd get that in Miami, maybe more, but it would cost you £1,000 to ship it to England, so it's not worth it. The good news is, though, a few years ago, it was £500. The bad news, 20 years ago, it was 5,000. But another bit of good news, the prices are now trickling up for good antique Georgian furniture. So there you go, there's a couple of questions answered. Put some questions in the comments down below. If there's anything interesting there, I will answer them in a forthcoming video. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm David Harper. Cheerio.